Even though I'm a talk show host, and we all know talk show hosts are never wrong, I'm not going to be like Fonzie.
Look, I know what I told you to do, but when I told you to do that, I was...
Because the Proverbs insist I have to be willing to admit when I'm wrong. And I've been wrong. So wrong. Recently did a rather critical review of a pastrix preaching on the Grinch who stole Christmas.
King Herod had an idea. He thought to himself, I will keep Christmas from happening.
She's exegeting Dr. Seuss. Just when I thought the seeker-sensitive church had reached the bottom of the barrel, I was wrong. What brought me to this conclusion was watching the opening of a megachurch Christmas service based on Die Hard.
Come to the coast, we'll get together, let's have a few laughs.
Please don't feel bad if you forgot Bruce Willis was the star of Die Hard who crawled through a tunnel because Die Hard was made in 1988. And that's the first of many problems with this completely imbecilic church service. While striving to be relevant, pastors, usually in their 50s, they like to choose music like from AC/DC or any other big-haired band from the 80s, and movies that they were just digging when they were kids. A Die Hard Christmas service, it's as relevant as a stand-up comedy routine by Milton Berle.
In New York, the newspapers went on strike, and I think that's terrible to be without newspapers. How are you going to wrap fish?
And that brings us to problem number 2, forcing an R-rated movie to somehow fit the biblical narrative. Seriously?
You got a guy fighting for his family. God fights for his family of God. You got a guy who's willing to lay his life down for his family. That's John McClane or Jesus. And you also have a gritty guy who's had some real bumps and bruises in his life that can't quite put it together. That's the way a lot of us are. So we're going to look at that today. Yippee-ki-yay!
Got to admit, that's what I thought in 1988 when I wasn't saved and I went to an R-rated movie. I thought, John McClane, he's just like Jesus. This is profane. It's just profane. I can't even think of an illustration that would somehow reveal just how low this is. So I'll try a garbage dump. Is a lot like communion. Well, it doesn't look like much, but it is. And some people believe that Gehenna was a garbage dump. And so you take communion, which represents you won't go to the garbage dump. Yeah, that's it. And you say, that's dopey. Yeah, it is. Problem number 3.
Man, God bless America. Smoking in church, oh, how good it is. Only because John McClane did. That's enough of that. Well, one more.
Cool, dude. Glad you're still hitting the gym. Preaching a sermon based on an R-rated movie. It endorses said R-rated movie. Let me share with you the details on Die Hard, the movie. This is courtesy of Plugged In Online. A church based its Christmas service on this filth. Quote, an office door is thrown open, catching a couple from the Christmas party who were being sexually intimate. We see them scamper off with their clothes in hand, and the camera catches sight of the woman's fully naked torso. Later, John comes across some pinup pictures featuring naked women in different poses. I'm not going to describe it any more than that. People are shot with pistol fire and automatic weapons. A dozen or so are killed, several via point-blank shots to the head. and a bloody splash. Other victims are riddled with bullets and left to writhe on the ground in pain. Oh, wholesome. Just in time for Christmas. One guy is hung by a chain wrapped around his neck. Another lackey falls face first into a plate glass window, shattering it. A couple of people fall from several stories up to splat on the ground. We only see one of them hit below, however, the body smashing into a car window. Yeah, Die Hard. It's just like Christmas. Hold on. The movie's dialogue is riddled with profanity almost as much as the scenery is riddled with bullets. There are more than 40 F-bombs that get dropped, some 20 S-words, along with, I deleted them, a handful of, let's just call them juvenile potty words. Our Savior's name is abused 18 times. So to the preacher woman whose sermon was based on the Grinch who stole Christmas, my sincere apologies. Discuss. If you love to buy one and get one free, and frankly, who of us doesn't, you'll love our year-end match giving campaign. Every dollar you give is matched by a very generous gospel partner. Would you please consider becoming a gospel partner right now?